Hi, my name is Christina Nici Mathis. I'm a local realtor. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a practical go-to space where you can get real estate insights, local market updates, and practical guidance to help you move with confidence.
All right, so you're thinking about moving to Henry County, specifically Hampton, Georgia, but you really want to understand how everything is laid out before you make a move. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step using Google Maps so that you can see what your commute looks like to downtown Atlanta, to Six Flags, to the airport, all of the major places, right? So you can see clearly how everything is laid out, where everything is located. Kind of put a picture in your mind, a clearer picture in your mind if you've seen the pros and cons video or if you've seen the community tour. As a local expert, I'll also point out some of the main hotspots that people love about Hampton and a few hidden gems you might miss on your own and give you some context behind each area. Not just what you see on Google Maps, right? By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of where you may want to focus to buy your new home, right? And which areas make the most sense for your lifestyle. If this is your first time on Living in Georgia with Christina Nici Mathis, and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Henry County and South Metro Atlanta, the real lifestyle, the market, and what to expect, go ahead, like, subscribe so you don't miss anything. I've lived here for more than 9 years as a local homeowner, a mom of 4, a real estate professional, a soccer mommy. I understand what it really takes, not just to find a house, but to find a home and in the right community. If you're thinking about making a move, whether that's 60 days from now, 90 days from now, a year from now, my contact information is in the description below. I'd be happy to help make your move the smoothest possible in your transition to Henry County and Metro Atlanta as soon as possible. So let's get into it today. We are going to be sharing our screen and we are going to be going ahead and diving headlong in to our Google Maps. Here we go. So here on your screen, you see Hampton, Georgia. And I don't like this form of Google Maps just because in actuality, that line has stretched and grown. Hampton has grown. Again, it is a community of nearly 10,000 people. And a lot of this up here, right in here, I'm just going to draw this line right here, is Hampton as well. Those addresses have been converted over, and so right in here you'll see a local Walmart. In my other video you'll see Tara Boulevard. That is Tara Boulevard right there. That right there is US 1941. That is Tara Boulevard, and so that's the major street that runs all the way through Hampton. You also see another major road running through Hampton. It's 20, and 20 goes straight into McDonough. So see, my bad. 81 is right here, so I'm not too far off. But those are the major roads in Hampton. You have US 1941, which is Tara Boulevard. You have US 81, which is one of your shortcuts into McDonough. And then you have US 20, which is another shortcut into McDonough. All right, so I'm going to back up just a little bit so that you guys can see very clearly. Right here is Highway 75, and that is the major highway north and south into and out of Atlanta. So you see the Metro Atlanta population right here. And I'm just going to get my little marker back out. Metro Atlanta is here, right? 75 right here, 20 east and west right here, right? And so just south of that is Hampton, Georgia, and McDonough area, right? Hampton is right there. And so if you are closer, you can see that this US 1941 or Tara Boulevard heads straight up and intersects right here with Highway 75, right? And so that commute from downtown Hampton, Tara Boulevard area to 75 to go upwards into Atlanta or head to the airport or whatever, depending on traffic. In the mornings when there's no cars on the road and I'm headed to Austell area to go to Lionheart Church, shout out to my church, it takes me maybe 15-20 minutes depending on how much traffic and how many people are going to church in the same direction, right? How many people are getting on the highway. But during those peak hours, that drive can double itself. And so it can take you 30 minutes just to go down this road and get onto the highway, right? And if you see, Six Flags is right here. And so from Hampton, Georgia to Six Flags on a good day with good traffic is going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour. Hartsville Airport. Let's go over here. Pops up right there. And so if we're backing out, I probably backed out a little bit too much, but I'm still getting used to this. All right, so Hartsville, Hampton is right there. Hampton is right here. And so for many who work at at the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport or in the surrounding areas, that is a lovely commute during a good time and good traffic of just 35 minutes. 30 if you drive about 5 to 10 miles over the speed limit, which I do not suggest you do with the Atlanta police on the highways. So those are good things to know. A lot of times people are headed to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for football games, soccer games. I know I took my son to the World Cup, and so that's right there in Upper Atlanta. And so when you back out so that you can see the distance or the commute, you can see that on a good day, it's going to take you about 45 minutes to get to the Mercedes-Benz, but during game time, you want to leave about 3 hours early. Some would even suggest that you take the express or take the park and ride. And so there are a couple of spots on Tara Boulevard where you can park and get on the MARTA and go downtown for fun on the weekends and all of the amenities and the sights to be seen in Atlanta. And so Hampton, Georgia is not a far commute. And if traffic is bad, it's not a good commute either. But you are close enough to have all of the Atlanta fun, but you are far enough away to still enjoy a very, very, very peaceful life. So we are going to dig in just a little bit. And I know that you guys have already seen the community tour, and so now we get to see some of these sites up close. And so you have McBrayer Park. McBrayer Park is known for their water park. And so it's a very, very small water park. I know when we first moved into the area, my kids were heading into middle school and they felt like they were too old for the water park. But when you have elementary kids and younger kids, this park is amazing. It's family oriented. There's a huge soccer field on one side or green field on one side where a lot of the high school and middle school students come out and have extra practices and just get together and scrimmage. They are currently working on and building a basketball court. They have resurfaced the tennis court, and so there is fitness equipment out there. There is a walking trail that surrounds the park. It is right across the street from the Hampton elementary school. And so it is just a beautiful family park. They have a canteen in the summertime. So it's just one of those nice places to go and grill out, walk the dog, have the kids play, get all of their jumping beans out, and everything like that. So there is Echo Park Speedway. Echo Park Speedway was once called Atlanta Motor Speedway, and so it is towards the end of April right now as I'm filming this video, and so that means that this weekend the state fair is coming, and that means that everything you can think of, cotton candy, turkey legs, it draws people from all over. But Echo Park Speedway hosts the state fair every single year. It also hosts a holiday light show that is award winning, and my kids and I pile into the cars, and it's a drive-through light show, and they have great animation. They have a dedicated radio station where you can listen to holiday music. We pile in the cookies and the brownies and the hot chocolate and the blankets, and we go for broke every single year. And so that's another thing. But Echo Park Speedway is known because they host that high-speed racing, that NASCAR, and so you'll get the campers out there, and they will race, and you can hear the engines from our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is almost right across the street, and it gets loud over there. They host fireworks for the 4th of July every year. It is just an amazing tourist attraction. It's also one of the places where high school students learn how to drive, and so that's kind of amazing. I've taken my daughter there to learn parallel parking and to let her floor it, and yes, get them ready for the road test. We also have a lot of new construction popping up in different areas, and so this area, on the way into Lovejoy, there is a community by DRB. Ryan's Homes just started a new community right on the corner of 20 and 41 called Aspen Meadows, and that community is beautiful. There's a couple of new communities popping up right on 81 by DR Horton. There is a community right in this area by DR Horton called Oak Chase, and they are in the correct location for USDA loans, which means that's 100% financing. There's another little amazing little place, Pizza and Fireworks. So this little cute little place, it's a family-owned restaurant, pizza place, awesome pizza, but right behind the building they also own a fireworks store, and so any time of year you can pop in, purchase fireworks for all occasions. My daughter wanted to pop fireworks for her 18th birthday, and so we went in there, and it was cool because you just don't see that. You normally see the little stands that pop up, around the 4th of July and around, New Year's, but this place is open all year around. And it's owned by someone who used to play soccer for Clayton State University. And as a soccer mom, I know that's some random tip that you don't want to know, but that kind of thing my son lives for. So that was a random fact that we learned while we were living there. Right here you see this new community, the Oak Chase. And you also see Calvary Baptist Church. So here's Oak Chase. This is a more established community, but this right here is that new construction community by DR Horton. And so I'm going to back up just a little bit. Here you have a cute little Army Aviation Heritage Foundation. Out there you can see some of the historical aircraft and things of that nature. Great little historic spot to hit if you have not, or if you have interest in those types of areas. Over here is a lake that probably won't be family owned for much longer, but there's always catfish in there. Let's see, keep going. There's that Juicy Ribs that I was telling y'all about. That is the barbecue spot. So anybody who wants to know what's the barbecue spot in Hampton, Georgia, that's it. Juicy Ribs is open Thursday through Saturday, and it's right there on that back road. Don't go on a Sunday, don't go on a Monday. She's not open, but her food is amazing. We definitely can bank off of that one. This is the DRB community that I was telling you guys about, Homes Town Center. So here's the top part of Hampton, Georgia. It's where Hampton and Lovejoy meet. A lot of these addresses on this side right in here are definitely Hampton addresses. And I don't know what's going on between Hampton and Lovejoy and who's winning, but I do know that where I used to see Lovejoy behind it, now I'm starting to see a lot of Hampton addresses. And so it comes all the way up here. Right in here in this area is where that townhome community is that you saw in my community tour. Heading back south, you have Shoal Creek, and right in there is a D.R. Horton community that has popped up right there. So backing out just a little bit, just so we can get an overall view. Over here in the corner is Hampton High School. Hampton High School is right on the edge of Hampton. And then there's a lot of McDonough addresses right behind Hampton High School. And so you have Hampton High School right there. Hampton Middle School is right next door. And this is the road that leads to Locust Grove and Tanger Outlet malls. And so backing out just a little bit, I want to show you how close you are to everything. Here is the heart of McDonough, and you have South Point Shopping Center and Henry Town Center there. Here is Fayetteville. That Alpha Internal Medicine is where I used to work at. That's why it's starred. But Fayette Pavilion is right here on 85. You're close to Jonesboro. You're close to Locust Grove and the Tanger Outlet malls. That's that Heron Bay area, and that has a beautiful new construction homes, and it's also an established community. A lot of builders have built communities right there in that community, and it is beautiful and self-sufficient. You've got Stockbridge, and so you've got access to everything Henry County, minutes away from the small little town of Hampton, Georgia. So I thought that I was going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to just talk and go through the map and show you all of the things. But Hampton is so small that there's not 10 minutes to talk, right? One of the key things that I do know about my town is that if you have to be in Atlanta for work, or if you have to be north of Atlanta for work in the mornings between the hours of 6 and 8, you want to give yourself an hour to an hour and 15 minutes for commute. You're going to want to give yourself time to get down Tara Boulevard, or you're going to want to give yourself time to move through that congested traffic in the mornings. Going northbound, there's not really an express lane that much. There's an HOV lane where you have to have 2 or more in a carpool in order not to be traveling against the law. And it's supposed to help keep down traffic, but sometimes there's accidents, sometimes there's weather and all of those things. So you want to give yourself enough time. In the evenings between about 4 and about 6:30, maybe even 7, sometimes it's congested coming back down south, and for the same reasons, we don't have express lanes that extend over into that area of 75. It's getting better, but we're still going through growing pains. Henry County is growing, Hampton is growing, more people are moving into the area, and of course that means that traffic is one of our biggest hurdles to overcome. Other than that, with the price points being where they are, Hampton is a family-oriented, filled with parks, filled with libraries, filled with shopping and dining, filled with things to do that families love to do, that people who love to be outdoors like to do. There's some indoor options. We have a Dave and Buster's not too far away, all of the things. So Hampton, Georgia, we found our home by accident, but I'm not sorry that we moved to Hampton, Georgia. Only when we have to travel to church am I sorry that we moved to Hampton, Georgia, because church is a little ways away. But Hampton, Georgia fits our family's needs, and I'm quite sure that if you're looking for that small town family vibe, it fits yours as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you understand the commute times to and from some of the more popular areas in Atlanta and how that affects you for work, how that affects if your child is deciding to go to school in downtown Atlanta, University of Georgia, or any of those other schools that are located down there, Morehouse, things of that nature, what their commute times will be if they want to be on campus, off campus, all of the things. But this video was just so that you could see it on a map as I talk about it.
Thank you for spending time with me today. If this was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who may need it. I'll see you in the next video.